Hey guys, today I'm going to share with you 7 things I wish I knew before starting law school. Number 1, people are actually nice. Going into law school, I thought that everybody was going to be mean, stuck up, only look out for themselves, but that simply isn't the case. You have to remember, everybody is in the same position as you. Matter of fact, some of my closest friends today were in my section in law school. So rest assured, you'll make friends, you'll be okay. People really aren't that bad. Number 2, might be one of the most important. Work smarter, not harder. I remember my first week of law school, I was so overwhelmed. I had about 5 classes. I had 60 to 80 pages to read every night in every class. Newsflash, that is not possible. It's not realistic. Now, don't get it confused. I'm not saying don't do your reading. All I'm saying is make it easier for you. And the best way to do that is by getting an outline. Ask somebody who already took the class or who's a year ahead of you. The outline allows you to actually learn the law in a concise, quick manner in 2 to 3 pages instead of having to read 60 to 80 pages of a case you don't understand. Also, use a case brief. Now, your professor might advise against this, but look, let's be real. We're here to learn the law and understand the case and be able to participate in class, right? The easiest way to do that is to make your reading easier for you. So now when you go back to those 60 or 80 pages and you read the full the reading load, you'll understand the law and be more familiar with the case. Work smarter, not harder. Number 3, I can't stress this enough. Network, network, network. You never know who the person to the left or right of you is going to turn out to be. You never know which one of your professors might be able to help you get that first job out of law school. This is a perfect opportunity to get to know people, but more importantly, allow people to get to know you. Number 4, internships. Here's the thing. Don't focus so much on internships that it takes you away from your books and vice versa. The thing with internships is you're trying to set up a potential future job, but more importantly, experience different areas of law. See, medical school is different than law school in that we don't have residency. We don't specialize in anything. How it works is you get your degree, you take the bar, and you're out on your own. Go fend for yourself. So this is a really important time to use these internships to find out what area of law you want to practice. Don't come into law school closed-minded or being like, oh, I want to do this for sure. No, be open-minded. This is an opportunity to test the waters. Do so. Number 5, the curve. Now I know most of you are coming into law school straight A students, top of your class, you've never gotten a B before. Hate to break it to you. In law school, we have this thing called the curve. The student that gets the highest score gets the A, and grades are assigned based on a curve. There's a certain number of A's that will be given, a certain number of B's that will be given, a certain amount of C's that will be given. Let me try to use an easy example. Let's say there's a class of 100 students, right? And there's a 30% curve. 30% of the students are going to get an A, 30% of the students are going to get a B, and 30% of the students are going to get a C, right? So let's say the highest grade is a 70. Without a curve, 70 is a C. But with the curve, that person who got the 70, the highest score, gets an A, right? Now let's say the average score was about a 55. A 55 is an F. But with the curve, since that's the average score, that 55 now becomes a B. Sounds pretty good? Wrong. Here's how it hurts people. Same example, but let's say 30% of the class, upper 30, got either a 95 or above, regardless of the curve. No curve, still an A. With the curve, an A. But let's say the middle score, the average score, was between an 85 and a 95. Now, typically a 91, 92, 93, 94, that's an A. But with the curve, since the 30% got a 95 or above, the next range, the average range, 85 to 95 is now a B. And that's how it hurts people. But don't fear. I have good news for you, right? Since I've been practicing law, no one's ever asked me what I got on the LSAT. No one's ever asked me what my grades in law school were. And nobody's asked me what I scored on the bar. So what's important here is don't worry about that. Worry about doing your best, getting the best grades you possibly can, passing your classes, and making it to the bar. If you do that, you'll be fine. Number 6, studying and exams. Remember those days of studying the night before a big exam or final? Yeah, that's over. See, in law school, this is how it works. There's usually one big exam at the end, the final. Sometimes you might have a midterm, but typically your grade is determined on one big test at the end. For some people, like me, that's great. I hated those tedious, annoying homework assignments or weekly assignments. It wasn't for me. But with the setup in law school, you really have to know yourself and what works best for you. I wasn't the type of student who could cram a semester's worth of information into a week. No, I had to gradually keep up with the workload and start studying in advance, right? The best way to prepare for that, if you're not one of those people, which I don't recommend, cramming an entire semester worth of studying into 7 days, do this. Pay attention in class and keep up with the outline. It's just that simple. Let it build on top of each other, which actually helps you learn it too, instead of just cramming. So if you continue to gradually learn it, by the time the final comes, you're just more so refreshing yourself, you understand it. That's what worked for me. Hopefully it works for you. Number 7, last but certainly not least, law school, life, whatever it is you're doing, life is about balance. Run your own race. Trust yourself, know yourself, relax. It's not the end of the world. Just because you're in law school doesn't mean you can't go out, work out, travel, enjoy yourself. No. There's a time to play and there's a time to work. Just make sure when it's time to work, you actually work. All right, there you have it. Those are the 7 things I wish I knew before starting law school. All right, guys, make sure you subscribe, like, comment, share, ask questions. I want to know it all. I want to hear from you.